waiting for the final drivers to form up on the grid. The lights go on, and away we go. Boomsma gets a good start, and Williams bogs down a little bit. That allows some of the other guys to get close up, and we are coming into the first corner now. Are they all going to get through it cleanly? So far, oh no, I spoke too soon, and there is that carnage that we're talking about. There are lots and lots of cars upside down. I believe that Boomsma did make it through there unscathed. He is in the lead by a country mile. There we go. Sorry, my timing tree's gone a bit crazy, but yes, we do have Boomsma there. And Derbitzberger looks like he's in the pits and out of the race. We have Stephen Williams in second still, so those two managed to get through. John Cox moves up to P3, and Stephen Taylor just behind him. Danny Henney in the Lotus is leading that category, with Barry Kemp just behind him. Spanners looks like he has kept his nose clean, and is trying to chase down Gary Thomas. I think most of the radicals didn't make it through, unfortunately. So
either damage is off or I am invincible.
They make these Indy cars pretty strong these days, Spanners. So yeah, you've moved up to P7, I think it is. So
yeah, I'm just going to win. I've got Danny Henney. I'm going to overtake Danny Henney. I'm amazing. Yes.
And
what's he doing up here in that car?
Keeping his nose out of trouble, I think. But yeah, the speed differential's quite scary down that straight. Just wait until you come across some of the radicals if they have kept it on the Black Star. Just looking through, Derbitzberger appears to still be in the pit lane, as is Drillsmer. Froelich is still out there, but Wingfield is by far in the lead of that category. Coming down the back straight there, with a couple of the IndyCar just absolutely swamping him as they reach their top speed. And Boomsma now has only a 1.5 second lead ahead of Stephen Williams. He is definitely reeling him in back at the front there. That could be a developing battle in the next few laps. John Cox in a good third position, about 3 seconds behind Williams, but Stephen Taylor is also bearing down on him. We've got Gary Thomas followed by Spanners Ready. Spanners has got about a 2.5 second gap ahead, but he's got Rich Molden behind him. I'm sure there'll be no love lost there in the Missed Apex crew. And as Spanners said, Danny Henney is still hanging on to 8th position. He's got a couple of the Indy cars who I'm sure are about to make some moves on him. Matt Cook being one of those, and Gregory Leader coming up behind.
I've let Greenow unlap himself because he's much faster. And I thought maybe I can follow him through. we jump into these fun race cars and you've got absolutely no idea. We've not spent the time learning the track or anything. Molden's passed, git.
There he goes. I was about to say, it's quite interesting to see how quickly people can adapt to these. Whoa, that was close.
Yeah.
I was about to say, it's really interesting to see how quickly people get up to speed with these things.
Yeah, I guess, and I think then you have to go risk reward is just be safe. So I'm right behind Molden's gearbox now. I know he's been cheating and practicing on this because he decided what the track was and the cars.
Well, there you go. You should definitely follow in his footsteps. Okay. So we'll go back to following James Wingfield in the lead of the Radicals, who takes a very unconventional line through that first corner, mainly skirting the barrier on the outside. I believe the helmet that he is using, is actually his from his own racing series. So that's a fun bit of trivia for you. He does race, I believe it's Caterhams, isn't that right, Spanners?
Yeah, Caterhams. He's also a Mercedes engine dude.
Yeah. So we're graced with a couple of very interesting people who've got a lot to bring to the podcast. And actually, I wanted to shout out the community that we have. We've got a lovely live following on the YouTube feed, but also just generally in the chat. So when you're listening live to the show, do come and join us in the chat room, because we always want to make the best of that wonderful community that we have built up.
Well, the iRacing community that we have is absolutely fantastic, and I have to say it is comparable to like any five-a-side, any clubs I've ever had. It's just been, especially in lockdown, it's been an absolute saviour, and lots of people have like messaged me as if like they're the only ones. They feel like they're the only ones that these online communities have saved, and I'm like, no, me too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a wonderful thing being able to connect with people that are of your ilk and have the same sort of kind of interest.
And it's international. So I'm racing now with Lucas, and me and him have lots of great battles. We have good conversations, all the way over in Poland somewhere, and you just go, what a world we live in. One world.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the power of sim racing, because you can just be in your front room and you can be racing against people from across the world.
Or sheds,
or attic, or whatever you would call this awful room I'm in. I'm looking to get an upgrade to get my own shed. I have aspirations.
Well, when you want to build a shed, let me know, and I'll give you some top shedding tips. Am I in 7th now? That's not bad, is it? That's all right.
I have no idea. My timing tree is doing all sorts of funny stuff. According to actually somebody we haven't shouted out this evening, is Steve, our video producer and kind of guru extraordinaire who runs these races.
I tell you what, he's no looker, but he can run a video stream.
Well, there you go. The guys behind the camera are, well, I would say just as important as the international media superstars that are in front of it. Isn't that right?
Well, luckily, Steve doesn't want to come onto the live chat, 'cause he says to me, I'm not an Optimus, mate. I can't do a million things at once, but luckily I can do a perfect impression of him. So it's all good.
Yeah, we do have a lot of people to thank for these events that we put on. It is not the work of a moment. And do you know what, Spanners? I really love the fact that we were already on this as lockdown started. So it was there from the first moment, and we managed to pick up quite a few people who have had some pretty desperate times, I think. And this sort of just being able to sit down in the sim and take your mind off things for a little while is just a wonderful thing that we can provide for people. Apparently there's a race going on. We're about halfway through. Stephen Williams is about a second behind Boomsma, and they are coming up on some lap traffic, so this could be exciting to watch. How do you commentate on a race whilst you're actually in it? that is something I'm worried for my job if you could do both at the same time.
People said that because the last race I was Chris's co-commentator. Obviously I wasn't calling the action, but I've got opinions on how the race is going. And actually having a nice conversation helps you get in the rhythm a bit. Nigel Mansell used to listen to music, didn't he, when he was driving in F1?
I did not know that. What sort of classic music just to calm him down, or something heavy metal?
I'm no expert, but I heard it was all second wave ska all the time.
Amazing. Just to update you there, we did see some cars flying around in the background a moment ago. One of those was Brian Boomsma, so he's now lost the lead to Stephen Williams. And it looks like we've also got Gary Thomas up into still in P3 actually, but he's got Stephen Taylor. We were talking about him. He is now only half a second behind, so that battle is hotting up as well. Spanners, are you on track with anyone? Is
I am
around
coming
you?
up to lap James M, who is a Northeast American, and he is a firefighter. Very interesting fella.
Nice. We've got all sorts.
Yeah, we've got all sorts. I love it. I love the international feel. But I've also had to translate for a lot of our North American friends. So one of the drivers, who I'm not going to name because it's embarrassing. I'm not going to sit here and say it was Tim Ellis. But he was involved in an incident. and he was going, oh, no, it's completely fine. I've looked back at it, and to be honest, I can't really tell whose fault it is. And I had to get on there and say, guys, I just need to translate that is the most aggressive thing that a South Englishman can say. So to translate, that means it was definitely your fault. Please don't do it again.
And you're absolutely not allowed to sit on the fence at Mr. Apex. So it can't be a racing incident, so I don't believe that for a second. And so
go watch Danny.
Yeah, I'll say let's go watch Danny Henney for a moment, because I believe that he is very close to Barry Kemp. Barry Kemp seems to have taken the lead off of him somehow. Is Danny actually beatable? We shall see. He's in this lovely red Lotus that awfully looks like one of the Ferraris, and it's such a lovely sight to see. The noise that those things make is just incredible. It's such a shame that we don't get... We get a different noise now. They're more like a kind of rocket ship, but these are those howling V10s and V12s of bygone eras. I definitely miss that. Because I believe, Spanners, you got into F1 at the same sort of time as I did, when back in the 90s, when you kind of had to... You could hear them from a couple of miles away from the circuit.
Well, you know what? I'm like 26, 27, so... No.
Oh, yeah, so when you're a nipper then.
Yeah, no, but you know what? When I was a kid, we never got anywhere near an F1 track. So the first F1 race I ever went to was 2013.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, because, like, you know, we were poor kids. We were never going to get to an F1 track. It's reasonably expensive, but we did watch it on TV. And then I got into, well, I went to the military and I never really kind of had time to go to a Grand Prix. And when you're a squaddy, you spend all your money on beer tokens anyway, so that doesn't leave any F1 money at all. No, and then kids came along, Catman. And so I just never had any money to go to a Grand Prix until 2013, and I just broke the bank to go down to Silverstone. I got the general admission ticket for the weekend. Yeah. I was sick for the first 2 days, Friday and Saturday, so I couldn't go. Finally, I was like, right, Sunday, I was like, I'm okay. I can go down Sunday. My friend couldn't go, so I was on my own, general admission, and the race was about to start. I thought I had a good viewing position, and then everyone stood up and sat on the barriers in front of me. I couldn't see a thing. So I had to go and buy a grandstand ticket at the last minute, another extra 90 quid, and go and sit at Village in the grandstand.
That's amazing. I'm impressed you managed to get a ticket last minute, because I had exactly that at, believe it or not, Silverstone in 1998 was my first race, and we got GA. And 98, if you remember, was the year when the campsites were totally flooded.
Yeah.
And I was in that campsite, and I was a nipper back then, and I went with my dad, and we played some board games in our tent. And we came back after the race, and all the Monopoly money was kind of floating in the tent when we got back to it.
Do you want to see the battle I'm involved in? I'm in quite a tight battle with Lucas and Andy Flagg.
Yeah, absolutely. We just watched, as you said that, Danny Henney overtake Barry Kemp for the lead. So let's go and follow you now, Spanners. Where did you say you were?
I don't know, but I've been forced off track, the dirty bugger.
There's no holds barred in this race. That's Lotus in front of you. You should be able to snap him up fairly easy.
Yeah, but it's Lucas behind that's my big problem.
Ah, yes.
Here he comes back again.
He's just nipped on the inside. He's in that wonderful JPS Lotus. So.
Right, I'm going to have him. What can we do here?
If in doubt, knock him out. Oh, no, someone's done that for you. There
nice. You go. I would look at the battle up ahead. Andy Flagg's disappeared off into the distance. I think he'll be chasing down fourth place. Whoa, did you see that? No, Winfield. Forget all the nice things we said about Winfield.
Yeah, that was pretty spectacular. You got a couple chasing down on you. I think there's Rastwitz and...
Okay, watch me defend. I'm going to be fierce as hell. I've got quite a reputation for being a bit of a gentleman on track. I'm going to try and dispel that now.
Yeah, I can say sod that couple of beers and you get your elbows out, son.
Can't have beer during our racing. Makes you go to the bathroom too much. So it's been all Jack Daniels.
Excellent, yeah, the quality over quantity.
By the way, for anyone watching this, I will be streaming some Daytona 24 practice on the Richard Reddy YouTube channel afterwards. So feel free to join that.
Yeah, that looks fantastic. So are you actually going to be joining Trumpet's team for the 24 hour?
If this practice determines all of it, if I can get around and survive laps and, not be too terrible, then I will declare myself available. And I think they're trusting me to say whether I won't be a liability or not.
Excellent. And you're driving the Porsche 911
The Porsche
GT?
911, yeah.
Nice. Have you driven a GT car before?
No, I have got a bit of a superpower, though, in this respect, in that I can call Brad and say, please watch me driving this and tell me what to do, which he did do earlier.
Oh, amazing. No, I do love a GT car. That's where my skills lie. And I can say
Who's
that
winning,
because,
Catman? Who's winning?
well, we are on the final lap. I suppose we probably should check in on the leaders, and we do actually have a battle at the front. So I'm going to leave you alone for a sec. We do have Richard Malden. Oh, surprise, surprise! The man who organised it is in the lead, followed by Stephen Williams. Is 7 seconds behind with Brian Boomsma tucked right up under his rear wing, coming down the slipstreaming straight. He comes to the outside, and he's gonna. They are side by side. Oh, they're coming up on the back marker. This could make it very tight through here. They just about clash, and they're still side by side coming to the exit of the corner. Williams just cut them off. Yes, so they are... Here we go. So while those two are coming around, and Richard Malden is going to join us in the commentary booth, let's see if we can put him off on the final lap. Rich, surprise, surprise, the man who's organising it all is winning. What's your secret?
Well, I think it's basically being criticised by the commentary team and being surprised when I'm anywhere near the front. I think that's really spurred me on this evening.
Well, you know, it was all Spanners because he thought you were dirty for just blasting past him. It looks like you've got some.
Now I've got a back marker nudging me from behind.
That'll be Mark, who's trying to just will you along. I think
I'm going to let him go before he kills me.
I would, because Steve Williams is not that far behind you, I must say. So yeah, I do like these race fours. They're always entertaining, particularly with the carnage that usually ensues on the first lap.
Well, I think this is actually ending up being cleaner than race 2 was.
Quite possibly. Although, the radicals certainly made themselves a nuisance. So he comes across the line and takes the victory.
To whom it may concern, etc., etc.
to Spanners, who it concerns.
To whom it may concern, good race, well done, thanks for your support.
Well, I tell you what, we have had a wonderful evening's racing here, and the carnage ensues on the warm down lap. We let it go in this final race, but they're always very well behaved in the others. I hope you've enjoyed what's proven to be another fantastic evening's racing from Watkins Glen. I've been Catman, and earlier on we had Chris Stevens and Spanners Ready. Thank you for joining us on Missed Apex.